I'm Eric Westrich, and you're watching Startup Show San Diego, a startup TV show about startup companies. We celebrate startup heroes and leaders, and together we grow our startup ecosystem to create even more. Over the next half hour, we'll connect you with the fun and culture of the startup community, to inspiring stories, and to the tools and resources that startups need to succeed. And if you're excited about opportunities in solving San Diego's water challenges and in building a smart city, you won't want to miss this BlueTech Smart City episode, so stay tuned. I'm Eric Westrich, and today on Startup Show San Diego, Gabrielle and Dow and I will be exploring opportunities in solving San Diego's critical water challenges and in building a smart city. We'll find out more from important water challenges from Alan Carlisle and look at water technologies with Carrie Dale. We'll also understand where key BlueTech opportunities come from Michael Jones, and we'll hear about Water Pigeon's inspiring story about growing a water infrastructure startup company. But first, co-host Gabrielle knows about starting companies, launching and helping companies as a partner with Plug and Play San Diego. She's been local startups grow and has her own startups like GovPartner and operate in the realm of e-government smart cities. Gabriella, welcome.
Hi, great to be here again.
So as you know, Startup Show San Diego is a startup company. In fact, you're one of the first people I met in the startup ecosystem as I went around, you and Robert Reyes. So I know you know what you're talking about. So if you were Startup Show San Diego, what would you be doing right now?
Well, one of the main things is to never assume you know what you're talking about. So that's what keeps us all on our toes when it comes to working with startups. I always find it so exciting that I meet entrepreneurs, they describe things, and when I understand very little about what they're discussing, like Bitcoin and IoT and some of the new industries that we're hearing about, that actually becomes very exciting because I think that that gives you the opportunity to really find out what industries are going to be disrupted, in what ways, and that's what I see happening here at Startup Show San Diego, is you're bringing people to really explain what the future is going to hold.
And speaking of startups, why water? Why smart city? Why now?
So as you know, I've always had a passion for government, the way that our communities work. GovPartner was a startup that operated with online permits, and most agencies have to pull a permit, but every single business, school, hospital, military, private residence, everybody needs water. And so that is something that has always been a passion of mine. Working within the environmental sector or just looking at industries like biotech, we can't do any of this without water. I'm fortunate to have spent some time doing public affairs and outreach in the water industry specifically, sometimes with regards to construction for large water projects. And what really excites me is when you're looking at new technologies and innovative methods to do more with this limited resource. There's only so much water on planet Earth, and we have to be very smart in the way that we use this resource.
So real quickly, if you were a startup right now getting into the water industry, what would you be most excited about?
The opportunities are tremendous because we see a lot of water innovation coming from places like Israel or from Singapore, other parts of the world. But few people realize that reverse osmosis technology, the membranes that are used for water decel from the ocean or that are used for recycling wastewater to the point where it's pure enough to be able to drink, that technology actually started right here in San Diego. My alma mater, UCLA, also had a role in way back when making those membranes a reality and really inventing them and introducing them into the world. But that all started here in San Diego. So if I were a startup, I would really be looking at the small spaces where you can make a difference, an incremental difference, because the health regulations are so high for our drinking water supplies above anything else that you don't go in and disrupt this industry. But it is a huge global concern. And if you can just make something a little bit more efficient, if you can use technology to educate the public about these tools, and so as a form of communication, or to actually get in there and treat the water or analyze the water quality, it's a massive opportunity for startups.
Gabrielle, thank you for everything
you
you
so
do. And when we come back, we will find out what our critical water challenges are with Alan Carlisle, CEO and General Manager of the Padre Dam Water District. Stay tuned.
Do you you have a small space, maybe in your home or in an office environment, that you'd love to turn into a freestanding broadcast studio? I'm talking about in a really small space if you need to. Something that would include a chroma key backdrop, custom lights, a media grid that could be moved anywhere very, very quickly, and monitors, cameras, all the lighting you need all in one place that would be totally clutter-free and not leave a trace behind. I'm talking about no holes. Well, this is a big idea. It's called iStudio, and what the iStudio team does is meets with you, looks at your space, and helps you configure a completely customizable personal, portable broadcast studio and studio environment that can be used for practically any purpose. You could create products inside it, you could broadcast a message, you could bring in guests, but you can also continue to use this environment as an office as well. So you can mount any number of monitors in front of you. Maybe it could have statistics on it, it could have keynote presentations or PowerPoint if you're doing corporate presentations, but more importantly, you could control and configure everything yourself if you want to, or even bring in an assistant. What's really, really nice about iStudio is it's completely customizable and, like I said, clutter-free as well. So all you need to do to take advantage of this and find out more is meet with your iStudio team. They'll ask you a little bit about your space, what you want to do with the system, and what your outcome and goals are, and they'll find the perfect equipment and the setup. The lights, the chroma key, the wall environment, the screens, everything you need all in one place. So check out iStudio right now.
We're with Alan Carlisle, CEO and General Manager of the Padre Dam Municipal Water District, and we're excited to find out why water is such a big issue and what the biggest challenges are. Alan, welcome to Startup Show San Diego.
Thanks for having me.
When you are not busy raising money for the Rancho Santa Marta Orphanage, did I get that right?
You did, yeah.
And making a difference in parks and recreation, schools, you're worried about water. So where do you go from parks and recreations and schools and orphanages to a passion for water?
Yeah, so I can be honest and tell you that I did not expect to be in the water business. My undergrad work and degree is in park and recreation. I intended to be in that field my entire life. However, when I began work at Padre Dam Municipal Water District, I was stationed at Santee Lakes, and it is those lakes. There's 7 lakes filled with recycled water, and I saw this community asset created by a water district that took a resource and cleaned it and reused it. And so my passion for water began the minute I stepped on the property at Santee Lakes.
So you developed this passion for water, found yourself in water. What were your biggest challenges? And looking at water, what problems did you want to solve?
Well, clearly the biggest challenge that we have in the water industry is scarcity. And scarcity is a result of a number of factors, one of which is the fact that we live hundreds of miles away from our water supply. We made that choice living here in Southern California. Our water comes from 600 miles away from the Delta, 250 miles away from the Colorado River. So there's a problem inherent in that infrastructure, but also we have long-term droughts that are more severe, more dramatic. We have growing population, and so we have to look at water a different way, and we have to create a variety of water supply sources. We can't just rely on one. We can't just rely on imported water. We have to develop new supply sources, but we also have to realize that water is our most precious resource. It is the one thing that impacts every part of society, and it is our job to make sure we use that wisely. That means using less of it.
So Alan, break it down for me. Specifically, if you're putting that in the buckets to solve to get that done, what are your critical buckets you're worried about right now?
Right now, we're looking at conserving, at how do we create a situation where our customers are using the water in the best way possible. And that's using less. That's perhaps not having turf lawns any longer.
So part technology and part behavior.
Yeah. The second part that we're aggressively pursuing is recycled water, potable reuse. It's taking wastewater and taking it to that next level. We've been using wastewater and cleaning it and using it for the purple pipe system irrigation for decades. Orange County is drinking it because they have deployed technology to clean that water to a higher level. We are pursuing that right now at Padre Dam Municipal Water District. We have a demonstration plant underway as we speak that is taking that water to a higher level, and then eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to introduce that into our potable water.
And
system.
purple, what does purple mean? The purple pipe.
Okay, so the purple pipe system is irrigation. That has been the
so
color.
It's separate.
It is separate. You'll see those around all over San Diego. The irrigation of medians and parks and golf courses.
So, real quickly, what are you most excited about right now? The one thing.
Right now, what I'm excited about is the fact that our customers have responded and are changing their habits in terms of how they use water. They're using it more efficiently, wisely. The second thing, and probably the most exciting, is the development of this new local supply. Padre Dam is uniquely positioned in East County. We have 15 million gallons a day of wastewater flowing right past us, going 20 miles to the Pacific Ocean. Doesn't make sense when we have the technology to treat that water, capture that water, treat it, and turn it into a drinking water supply.
Very good. Thank you so much
All right,
for what
thank
you
you
do
for
and
having
for
me.
being here. And when we come back, we'll explore the most exciting water technologies with Carrie Dale. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Carrie Basham. I'm the owner of iPlay, and I'm so excited about this because we have this awesome new laptop case. We also do tablet cases, sleeves, and we have this removable Velcro piece which you can customize, and you can put anything you want on your bag, and you can express yourself to the world any way you want. And I think it's really exciting. Oh, and the other thing is it doubles as a mouse pad for all you old school people that still use a mouse like I do. And I'm really excited to bring it to the world.
Welcome back. We're here to learn the secrets of water technology with Water Utilities Director of the City of Oceanside, Carrie Dale. Carrie, welcome.
Thank you.
So this passion for water and utilities, where'd that come from?
Well, who wouldn't want to work in one of the most interesting areas that touches, residents, that touches businesses, touches commercial and manufacturing? Water's a really important thing in San Diego, in any city that you live in, and so it's very interesting to me. And not only is water about finance, it's about infrastructure, it's about technology, and a lot of different things rolled into one.
And what kind of technology is the City of Oceanside exploring? What's emerging? What are you using to improve your operations today?
Well, there's a lot of things that we use day to day, like the SCADA system, which is a system that's controlling our pumps and motors. We can monitor what's going on in the system. We can change things remotely. That's something that's been in a utility for a really long time, but we're also using new technology like geographical information system, which is mapping some of the things that are going on in our system. For instance, we'll look at what's the condition of a certain pipeline and be able to map that geographically and really show where we're having areas of problems and areas that are working well and really focus our work. But we're also using some technologies that are new and innovative. We're putting sensors on manholes to look and see where we're going to have a problem. It'll notify us and give us a phone call when we do. We're also using a Green Oceanside app, which we've developed in-house. And
that app was featured by the White House, is that right?
Actually, yeah, we used it to roll out a lot of the news that was going on at the White House Water Summit this past March. And that Water Summit was recognizing highlighting water for the entire nation. And the city of Oceanside was selected as one of those businesses or industries to be recognized for what we're doing.
Congratulations, that's great. If somebody is watching this and they want to get involved in water innovation, where would they start?
Well, I think the key is really learning about the water industry. A good resource is the San Diego County Water Authority, and they do offer a Citizens Water Academy. That's a great place to start and sign up. A lot of the water agencies also offer tours. We do tours of our facilities, and so feel free to contact any agency for one of those tours.
Now, is the Water Authority, you open to trying out technologies that come from? In other words, is there a test bed anywhere that you know where people can actually try the new technologies? I know the city of San Diego, Gary Hayslip does that with some of the cyber stuff. Is there a water equivalent?
Well, I think the Water Authority is a good place to start. They do have an innovation department, and they'll look at the technology and try to roll it out to the different member agencies. We're volunteering to look at the water pigeon. I know that's part of the show today. We're very excited to try that out and see how it works in our system and maybe roll it out throughout the entire system.
And what are you most excited about right now?
I'm really excited that there's lots of challenges for us. Maybe some people might be turned off by a job that's very challenging, but in the water field, there's always something new. There's always something that we can do to make things better for our customers, and I think there's a lot of opportunity out there too.
So when I interview you in 3 years, what are you going to say you're most proud of and how you've impacted the water utilities?
I think making change, making positive change, making sure that we have provided reliable services to our customers, which has been difficult in the last year or so with the drought. So,
Carrie, thank you so much for what you do, and thank you for being with us. When we come back, Gabrielle will look at BlueTech opportunities with Michael Jones, President of the Maritime Alliance. We'll be right back.
Exciting water, transit, and other infrastructure improvement projects are happening all over Southern California. Here at NV5, we specialize in reaching all sectors of the community to educate them about these important projects.
Call us to find out how we can assist you with community outreach, stakeholder involvement, public education, speakers bureaus, tours, briefings, project websites, and traditional as well as social media. At NV5, our goal is to make your project a success.
Hi, I'm Eric Westers, and I'm excited to be here at San Diego Startup Week. I'm also excited to have Raj Seong of Bitcot with us. I asked Raj to come by because when he helped us with the Startup Show San Diego website, he had kind of a unique perspective, and I hadn't really even had a chance, we haven't really had a chance to talk hardly at all, and I wanted to have a more in-depth conversation. So maybe you could tell us where you got that startup bug.
Thank you for having me here, Eric. This is a great opportunity for San Diego Startup Week, and my background is working on enterprise software, worked with a lot of Fortune 100 companies, and the biggest pain point was the red tape and slowness in the process. I started my company to help startups and software development to be much faster, much efficient, and build mobile apps, web apps, technology to be the driving force that can still be done at a lower cost and be scalable.
Welcome back. If you're a fan of all things water and the ocean, then you will love meeting Michael Jones. He's president of the Maritime Alliance. Michael has been a driving force behind BlueTech worldwide. He has also been a key part of the growth of Seabotics, a world-leading mini remote-operated vehicle manufacturer. Michael, welcome.
Thank you, Gabriella.
Now, your background is in investment banking. So
Yep.
tell us how you first discovered the water industry and why you decided that this was one that was worth operating in.
So I'm also an angel investor, and I invested in Seabotics, and I was the CFO at the time. And by going to shows, I realized that we had more companies from San Diego going to international shows than really any other city that I knew in the world. And so began to realize, talk to people here in the city, and nobody knew that that existed. So both on the water and the ocean technology side, and realized that we really had an incredible opportunity.
Fantastic. And the first time that you used the term BlueTech, how was that received? What was the environment like back then?
You know, it's still amazing how often I talk to people and they've never heard of BlueTech or blue economy. I'm actually on Saturday flying to Hamburg, and the European Commission is having its first ever blue economy business and technology forum. I'm the only non-European speaker. And that is both a recognition that they're beginning to use the blue economy phrase, but also recognition of San Diego's position in the world, that we are being seen as a leading cluster. So this whole issue of blue tech and blue economy, I think, is as much about branding as it is about just trying to encapsulate it.
Absolutely. And for local technology companies or entrepreneurs that are interested in entering this space, how would you advise that they start to immerse themselves in the blue tech economy?
We're fortunate that we have really hundreds of companies here in San Diego that are involved in the blue economy and particularly blue tech, which is what we focus on. So again, we're talking about water technologies and ocean technologies. There are so many areas. We look at 16 different sectors and over 72 subsectors. So we don't have enough time to talk about all the opportunities. But there are companies all around the world. I was in Iceland recently at their industry cluster, found a company that's doing very innovative ice making, which allows you to freeze fish and poultry and things like that much faster. We're going to try and find a partner to bring them to San Diego. We want them to sell in the United States in San Diego. So opportunities will be both for companies that are creating something new here that we can help export and find partners around the world. And it's also finding opportunities from foreign companies that may want to come and use San Diego's base.
So this example of the company out of Iceland is tremendous. What are some of the other specific technologies that you think are exciting right now?
Well, there's a French company that has realized how to find fresh water in the ocean. It creates dead zones in the ocean. But if you can find these, and sometimes they're very large outflows coming from the mountains, from the Cuyamacas, that come underground, come up in the ocean, they create dead zones for saltwater fish, and yet we can use that to decrease the energy cost to do desal or decrease the brine. So using technology to find where to put a plant, or to use ion bonding to take maybe a 50% efficiency. When you have 100 million gallons, it becomes 50 million gallons. Well, if you can make that 70 or 80 million gallons and turn that extra water into something you can flash and then sell as salt, those are the kinds of things that we're looking for. Sometimes they're US companies, San Diego companies, sometimes they're foreign companies, but we're always on the search for innovative technologies.
And with so many of these innovative technologies around us, what are you most excited about? There's algae that we see in the ocean. We've talked about recycled water and some of the great opportunities for municipal drinking water supplies, robotics, what your company's involved in. Is there one you can point to that is really going to break the future?
Well, Seabotics, which we talked about to begin with, is a world leader in robotics, but that company was sold in 2011. It's now part of the largest ocean tech company in the world, which is Teledyne. But as you look across all those opportunities, we are looking at creating, as a nonprofit, the Maritime Alliance, 4 international centers of excellence. One focus on big data and cybersecurity for the oceans, one on biomarine, everything that grows in the ocean, so algae, seaweed, aquaculture, and then biomimicry, learning from nature, and then a water technology center of excellence, and the 4th is maritime robotics. So those are 4 large areas within which you can drill down and talk about many opportunities.
And we will be talking about those at Startup Show San Diego, so we'll have you back for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything that you do for our viewers, all of you for watching, and we're going to be right back talking about some more exciting blue tech.
McKenney Advisory Group is a purpose-driven commercial real estate advisory firm that specializes in brokerage, transaction, and portfolio management. Our proven track record of advising clients of all sizes in every stage of acquisition, disposition, and financing provides every client with the highest level of integrity, to create the leverage and real estate savings to maximize their bottom line. By partnering with our advisors, clients experience a premium level of service and align themselves with a company that stands for something more than profits alone. This purpose-driven mentality motivates us in every transaction and furthers our dedication as client advocates.
Welcome back. A smart city runs on data, decisions, and automation. And Sarp Sekaroglu is the co-founder of Pigeon, a fast, simple, and secure automated water metering infrastructure alternative. Sarp, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, did startups find you, or did you find startups? How did you get into this?
I must say I found startups. After getting out of college from San Diego State, I did get into the corporate world. I worked 10 years at RBF Consulting, civil engineering firm in town, and it was great years. But towards the end, I had the passion to do something on my own, and I started a consulting firm, my own firm, about 2 years ago, and now that's turning into Pigeon. I'm starting Pigeon.
So take us back to the first time you had a conversation where you realized you could make a difference with water infrastructure as a startup. What was that conversation like, and who did you talk to?
Well, I first pitched this idea at the Ideator Challenge at Startup Week San Diego last year, not this year, but 2015. And when I did my pitch, I got second place. And my co-founder, Clay, gave me his card. And he said, I develop water meters, talk to me. And I lost his card, found his card 3 months later, and then called him up. And then my idea was a little different then, but we met for lunch, spent 2 hours talking, and literally on the way out, looking at a water meter while we were leaving the restaurant, we looked at the lid, we looked at the product, we thought about our product, we go, that's the solution. That's the solution we're holding in our hands. And we thought then that would make a difference.
And so what was this difference you're talking about? How are you going to change the world? What was the problem?
The problem is, as you mentioned, the future of this infrastructure world is data. Connectivity, data, water use, analytics, and all that. But to get there with the AMI technology, with the current technology we have now, is quite time-consuming and cost-intensive. And what we try to bring to the table here is a disruptive way of deploying really fast, really safe, and quite cheaper.
And what's your biggest challenge in rolling out that infrastructure?
The challenge in the infrastructure is generally getting acceptance from the utilities, which we understand completely, because utilities are working really hard for the people, for the public, and they're very risk averse due to public health and safety issues. They're treating the water, distributing the water, treating the wastewater, and getting rid of it for the people. For that reason, the risks are high, and they want to be very risk averse and go forward slowly. So we understand that, and we're working with them in the future to go step by step and get acceptance.
Did anybody let you have a test bed to start, or did you just have to go right in?
No, we did come up with the product, and as Carrie mentioned, Gary of San Diego County Water Authority looked at our product, and they helped us out by taking our product to the utilities, seeing value in it, and then 6 utilities we're in negotiations with to put our product in test in October.
And so what has a utility said to you that made you most proud or most certain that you're on the right track?
In very simple terms, and I heard it from 2 utilities, we pitched them the idea, showed them the product, and go, "There's brilliant." That little 2-word quote told us that it's accepted, it's understandable, it's relatable, and it's to be considered in the future. So we're not out of the future projects and things like that. We would be considered, so we feel accepted verbally.
And what are you going to be what do you think you're going to say you're most proud of when I interview you in 2 or 3 years and say, what difference did you make? What do you think you're going to say?
Hopefully I will say I'm proud to bring AMI and connectivity and data to all our water meters in the region in San Diego County, not all, but most of them, and deploy the AMI system within a lot less time than expected and with reduced budgets.
And the most important questions, if somebody wants to contact you or find out more about Pigeon, how do they do that?
They can go to the website, waterpigeon.com. That would be the best way to do it.
As long as you spell pigeon correctly, which I didn't in the show notes, but it'll be there. Well, anything else you want to say?
I want to say just from a startup perspective, it's very challenging. I just saw a quote, you've probably seen it too, startup entrepreneurs are the ones who work 8 hours a week to give up 40-hour work weeks. And I completely agree with that, and my wife would agree with that too. I don't know if she likes it or not, but.
Sir, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Faye, and I want to tell you about my friend Bill. Bill had a serious problem. He was under a mountain of debt, was afraid of losing his home, and needed to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Bill told me how, according to recent research submitted to the National Bureau of Economic Research, the average cost to pay for Chapter 7 bankruptcy protection, filing, and lawyer fees is $1,500. He would love to have the advantages of using an attorney, but Bill couldn't afford $1,500. I told Bill that I used to feel the exact same way. I needed debt relief but couldn't afford an attorney. I felt overwhelmed and stressed every day. But then I told Bill how I found Chapter 7 bankruptcy legal document help from Affordable Bankruptcy USA, and everything changed. While Affordable Bankruptcy USA can't give legal advice, they were able to prepare professional Chapter 7 legal documents that could be filed anywhere. In fact, over the years, Affordable Bankruptcy USA has prepared hundreds of Chapter 7 petitions and never had one turned back by the courts. I discovered a way to save money while getting help filling out and submitting legal documents myself, and on time, without an attorney. Submitting my Chapter 7 bankruptcy documents also helped me get freedom from fear, save my home, get a fresh start, begin to save money, even get credit again. I also told Bill how I started seeing results with Affordable Chapter 7 bankruptcy in less than a week for only $125. Bill immediately signed up with Affordable Bankruptcy USA so he could get freedom from fear too. And now it's your turn. Go to affordablebankruptcyusa.com or call 916-920-1718 for your free Chapter 7 bankruptcy legal document information now, so that you can get out from under a mountain of debt and become stress-free again, just like Bill and me.
Thank you for connecting to our startup community and helping us grow our startup ecosystem. Also, thank you to our sponsors, Instant Studio, Bitcot, Affordable Bankruptcy USA, iPlay, McKenney Advisory Group, and NV5. Keep up to date on the latest news and watch the rest of our videos at startupshowsd.com and connect with us at Startup Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next time.